Hello, this is Stephanie, and again, you've made your way to my channel, Saving with Stephanie J. Well, do you want to go downstairs and see how I made a dupe for chicken filet nuggets for Chick-fil-A? They're good. Jessica liked them, but now I've got enough nuggets for everything. All right, hang out. All right, here we go. First off, you're going to take about 1.5 pounds of, you can either use chicken breast, you can use chicken tenders, whatever you want. My Walmart this morning didn't have little things of chicken. Here, Lola, she knows we're cooking. Didn't have little things of chicken, so I had to get a lot of chicken, but this can make more than kind of what you think. So what you're going to do first, wash hands, chicken, is you're going to take your chicken breasts. This is all we had at Walmart. In the middle of a pandemic, we take whatever we can get. And you're going to, and I'm going to just kind of cut some of these like little fatty blobbies off. Because Chick-fil-A don't have those little fatty blobbies, I'm just saying. Alright, so I like to cut my chicken nuggets, and they're a little bit bigger than Chick-fil-A nuggets. Okay, let's see, let me show you. About like that. Let's see. Alright, now that I have got the chicken cut up and you're like, oh my Lord, Stephanie, that's way more than 1.5 pounds. Yeah, it is. Like I say, let's do extra chicken. Okay, what we're going to use in here is just a couple of things. Now this is going to be your brine. You're going to use 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Okay. You are going to use, let's see, 1.5 teaspoons of accent, and accent is this right here. And then you're going to use, let's see, 2 tablespoons of regular granulated sugar. Now that's going to be your brine. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take and coat Mr. Said chicken like this. I say I've got more than what I need, but that's okay. As long as I get everything coated, that's fine. You think that's enough chicken nuggets, Jessica?
That's all I chicken nuggets.
We're going to see if they freeze. Okay, then I want you to take some plastic wrap and put over that, and I want you to put it in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. Now, if you do longer than 30 minutes, it's going to be a little bit saltier, and so you don't want to leave it in there too long. I would say anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. After that, I probably would, that would be my recommendation, especially if you're making a regular batch. Since I'm making a bigger batch, it could probably stay in there longer because I don't have as much salt, as much accent, as much sugar. You feel me? Alrighty, let's throw this bad boy in the refrigerator 30 to 45 minutes and I'll hit you back. Alrighty, now that our chicken has been in this brine and in the refrigerator for about 30-35 minutes, give it another tossy. Kind of grossy, but that's okay. So I am going to do the what you're going to bread the chicken in. In this bowl, I'm going to have 2 eggs, and I'm going to have 1 cup of whole milk. whisk them together. There we go. I think every time I cook, I use way too many dishes. Okay. So then in your flour mixture, you can use all-purpose flour, self-rising flour. You can use all-purpose flour or self-rising flour. I'm using self-rising. I don't think it really matters. And this is what you are going to put in that. And you dredge 2 cups all-purpose or self-rising flour, 2 teaspoons of salt. Let's see. And a half teaspoon MSG, which is your accent, 4 tablespoons of powdered, 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Get a bit of that goodness in there. 2 tablespoons of garlic salt powder. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of sweet paprika. So I need 2. Let's see if I can, there we go. Remember, I'm using just a little bit more because remember I got more chicken. Okay. Then you're going to stir that up. Watch this. I'll just use one of my little teaspoons here. Alright. Flour is already going everywhere. I hadn't even started. I like to give it a pretty good stir because there's several things in it. You know what? I'm going to go just with a hair bit more paprika. Whoops. Remember, I got a lot of chicky because we're making chicky nuggies. Okay. Here we go. Let the mess begin. So I have got my egg and whole milk. I've got me a plate, and I have got my flour. So let's get going. First, just grab you a couple of cold chicky nuggies, which is kind of gross. Drop them in. Ugh. Give them a shaky. Throw them in the flour mixture. Ugh. Clean hand. So you're going to make a mess with this. I'm just sorry. Back into the flour mixture. Icky hand. Decently clean hand. Roll them around there a little bit. If I was better, I would have it in a better order. But here we go. Let's get this going. Alrighty, now you're going to heat your oil to about 325-ish. And so when you're going to put your nuggets in, you're not going to put like a bunch of them in because that is going to decrease the temperature of your oil. So you see I've kind of got my station kind of set up here. I've got me a bowl with a little plate with a knife so that, especially when I get started, I can cut the chicken nugget in 2 just to make sure that I have got the right doneness. I also have a meat thermometer. so that I can see. But once you kind of get going, you can see the doneness. You can see it. Just keep checking your oil so that it's about 325, 350-ish. All right. All right. And I have got me a wire whisk, or a spider they call it. And let's go. Y'all missed it just a little bit ago because I dropped my thermometer for my oil. And of course it broke all over the floor. Not great. Now you see, you don't want like a whole bunch in there because it will decrease the temp of your oil. So, you know, depending on the size of your pan. And I'm just going to give it a little stir. Make sure everything is not like in one lump. I'm just going to stir it a little bit. Remember I said about 325 to about 350. And I'm doing it this way so you can see that you don't need one of those big, huge deep fryers, although I'm going to get me one. You can do this on the stove, and I am just using vegetable oil. I'm just going to pull it kind of so you can see they're starting to get brown. But before you start doing heating your oil, you really need to get your station set up. Now this is going to be another thing. You see I've cleaned off everything, and so all the flour's gone for now, and all the egg is gone, and I've deep cleaned it so it's good. Show you the chicky nugget again. Now see, this is why you want your chicky nuggies to be about the same size so they come out, you know, about the same time. The teeth, well, hear that thunder. But see, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one, and I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take my knife and just give it a, like this. And you see how it's still pink? So you're like, aha. So you're checking. Be very careful that you don't have any small kids in the kitchen with you. And see how I've got this pointed that way? That's a no-no. You really need to keep it pointed away from you so you don't bump it, or a kid coming by don't bump it. Okay, see now how we're getting about that color? Rolly around. Don't do a lot of rolling because you're going to knock off your breading. Okay, let's try another one. The first batch or two, you're going to do this a lot more than subsequent batches. Whoop, still not quite done. Put bad boy in there. Do that pop? Yes, you do. I'm going to check my thermometer. Make sure we're still about 325 to 350. Like I say, I broke my other one. You don't want this touching the bottom or the side. We're real close. Push you back a little bit. My stove is so nice and clean, it's like scooting. Just kind of keep it rolled around. This little spider whisk, I've got 2 or 3 of them. I got a bamboo one, and that's my favorite. I'll link it down below. I'll link again my big, huge brine thing. Just a little longer. Just a bit. Got back in there, Fred. Like I said, once you kind of get going with it, you don't have to open up every one of them. Now I have taken a recipe, and I didn't think it was quite Chick-fil-A-esque enough, and so I have tweaked this recipe probably for about 2 weeks now. Wouldn't you say, Jessica? Mm-hmm. So then you just transfer it over here to the thing to let it drain. Let me get one of the big ones. Get Mr. Chicky Nugget. A little warmy. Oh, good and warm. And that's good and done. Okay, so you're going to take them. Now, remember, your chicken is going to continue to cook just a little bit after you remove it from the oil. I mean, you don't have to have this like black done. You know what I mean? Because if you leave it in there too long, you're going to get, okay, and you're just going to do it in batches. Maybe, depending on the size of your pan. Just depends. Because if you put too many in there, I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is going to bubble up because chicken has water in it. And that is going to bubble up quicker than you say jack sprat. And then it's going to bubble out of your pan. And then it's going to hit the hot eye. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? And it is going to cause a fire. Because the minute that hot grease hits that hot eye, you're in bad shape. It's too late. Might as well buy you a new house. But Jessica is now sitting over there like pointing at her mouth. So let's give her a couple. They're hot, Jess. Okay, let's give me another plate. My cameraman is now gone. Lost the cameraman. All right, Jessica, what you think? Is it Chick-fil-A-esque or is it Chick-fil-A? She's thinking.
These ones are Chick-fil-A-ish, but the ones on top that you're doing now are the ones where you're kind of running out of the dredge a little
Right,
bit.
that is true.
But still delicious nonetheless. I don't think anybody would be disappointed with these.
Look at all. And look at this. These are beautiful. Look at this. See how moist? Mmm. So what's your thought, Jess? Scale of 1 to 10. Close to Chick-fil-A.
Well, these ones are just Chick-fil-A-ish because they don't have all the dredge on them yet. I'd say about 8.
Yeah, but once we get down before I can run out of the breading. And so, like I say, I'm going to be checking temp. Because I told you that mine went to heaven. We had to vacuum and everything, didn't we, Jessica? So just checking my temp. Still looking okay. Give them a turn. See, this pan is not very deep. I'll do like that so you can see how deep it is.